different today because I got loads of the sourdough goodness that I need to use. So, and I'm gonna say I made my traditional-ish challah bread recipe that I love, that I found from Molly. Yay! But I adapt it to use butter, so I don't feel like that's an actual traditional, legitimately Jewish recipe there. We're going to move this one out the way. Where are we going to move it to? I gotta find a spot for this. We'll put it in this little bitty bowl right here. I should probably oil the bowl. So that's a pro tip. Just kidding. Okay, captions are on generated. I am 100% your weird friend. I do say all the weird things, but I don't always say what the captions say that I say. So I'm oiling this so we don't stick too much. So typically, can already tell a difference. I added sourdough, basically, my sourdough discard, sourdough starter, whatever you want to call it. It's different to different peeps. I added it to my usual recipe, minus the fact that I did not have my usual, garlic and herb Kerrygold butter is what I typically use. I have not turned my oven on yet. But I'm going to braid this, so I thought I would show you how to braid it. I'm just going to cut it into thirds. Now, you could do like a 6-strand braid. You can get fancy schmancy. You could do, I think it's 4 and even 5-strand braids. But I'm going to tell you, I think the secret, super secret to this bread is that it, the dough. It's typically a very smooth, y'all, this cardigan's on my nerves. Typically a very smooth dough. This is pretty airy. I let it sit a little too long for the proofing. It's typically, good night, super smooth, and I think it's due to the potato flour. So I don't have local stores that carry such good things, awesome things. I got that from Amazon. I've never used it before. I used a different one before, but I'm not using that one now because it's in the pantry where the mice have taken over. So G-Slice isn't using that one. I just am going to throw it away if it's still in there. But I'm going to bet they tore into that bag and tore it up. So here we are. Been wanting to do this recipe and just got my nose itches, y'all. Potato flour in the last couple of days. Now, you can roll these out and make them all pretty if you want to and smooth. I'm not doing that. They're pretty sticky. So I'm gonna lift and we're gonna braid it pretty much like you braid hair. Because they stick together. They are super stickins. So if you want it to be a super tight braid, shyster, don't do that. Then you're going to want them to not touch and to keep them a little further apart toward the tops. No touchy. There we go. And this one here is getting pretty thin right there. So not as easy to work with using the sourdough, but I'm hoping it gives me some super awesome flavors, and I think it's supposed to be better for the digestiones. Here we go. You know what I can do now that I know this is just sticking all together? There we go. Now, what you're not going to catch me doing, we should probably tuck, egg wash. So egg wash will make a beautiful golden and glossy coating, crust. However, I don't like it. I don't like the smell of it. I don't want to smell it. There is no part of an egg wash that I really care for other than the color. So we are not doing it. Here we are. I am going to use, it's the oil and vinegar dispenser. I put 2 teaspoons in there, oiled that bowl up. I'm gonna oil this up. This is our mini deep covered baker. So here's the oil. I'm just gonna spread her around. I did this, oh goodness, I wanna say it was November, where I did the same basic recipe, except for instead of like the garlic and herb butter that I didn't use today because I didn't have it, I used regular butter and I added some, I think, of our French toast seasoning to it. Gave it a little cinnamon flavor. It was pretty good. But I want sandwiches and want to be able to eat this with some savory dinners, and I love a garlic and herb. So we are going to, hey, hold that. That's what we're going to do here. I added our garlic rub. Y'all, I feel like this is going to tear. It's a very much more delicate than usual dough. We have a smushied braid that we're going to let rise up in here. So there we go. So here it is. It's not as pretty in there and it's moving all around. So I'm going to actually just cover it with a lid. Crank that oven on and get it going. And I'm basically just going to braid this one too. And I think I'm going to bake it on, is it our bar pan? Yes, we have a bar pan that's a little bit longer. I got geek on me. So I shall cut this into thirds. So word for the live. Look at that oil. Not that. How about bread? So message me the word bread. That will enter you into this month's giveaway. I will try to update y'all with a picture when we're done. Smack it around. I'm pretty excited to try this. You can do the usual. Fold it into each other and round it out and then turn it over. If you wanted to do like a Dutch oven. And you work it towards yourself without the bowl and bench scraper or the bench scraper there. And then you end up with a little button on the bottom as you work it in circles toward yourself. Anyway, and then you score it and make some pretty designs, but we're going to braid it. So, I need to let y'all go. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for tuning in for our bread braid of deliciousness. I'll let you know how the sourdough version turns out. Tomorrow, maybe later today, we'll see. And then remember to message me the word bread to be entered into this month's giveaway. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh yes, to mix the dough, you can use the stand mixer and just use the dough hook and the dough setting. And then if you have a multi-cooker, you can put it on the yogurt setting and proof it that way, which it gets big. So it's a very low heat. You could cover it with saran wrap or a tea towel if you wanted to. I just stick it in there and let it rise. So sometimes it'll have a little bit of a crust on there. You don't really want that, but I'm lazy. So just letting you know. Anyway, message me the word bread. That will enter you into this month's giveaway. Doesn't matter if you're catching the replay. I'll let y'all go for real now and stop talking. Let me know if you need anything, any links, have any questions about any products, whatever the case. I can't stop touching it. It's like I don't know, the perfect amount of give. Anyway, I'm going to play with the dough and let y'all go. I will catch y'all later. Wasn't that